Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 4 of What If Naruto Was a Seal Master. So like I said in the previous 3 videos, there's no like, subscribe, whatever, I don't really care. Or I do care, obviously, it would be really appreciated if you did. But, there's no actual incentive to, because, I'm just gonna finish this specific series either way. So, we'll see what we do in future videos. But also one other thing, this video probably won't be as long, maybe 10 minutes or so, just because I'm about to head to work and I figured I should probably make a video, considering literally in the last video I said I was going to be daily uploading for a while, so I should probably try to, at least a little bit. So without further ado, let's just get right into the what if itself. So where we left off, it was pretty much the beginning of Shippuden. We discussed that Sasuke never went with Orochimaru because Orochimaru is, kind of just sealed away or dead. I don't remember exactly what I did with him. Zabuza and Haku are both, actual ninja, and Naruto has been appointed to a Jonin, along with him getting a little bit closer with Ino in the last part. So, with that actually happening, what happens with Naruto over the next few years? Would he go train? Would he go do this? Would he go do that? Well, what I'm gonna say Naruto does is not go off and train with Jiraiya. There's pretty much no point to have him do that. So they just kinda don't. Naruto's already the strongest in the village, so he doesn't need a little training arc to have him catch up to the Akatsuki. That's just not a thing that needs to happen here. So they, just kind of move on through the years. Naruto doing AS rank missions pretty easily. He's like a one-man team, effectively doing literally any mission that comes up. Naruto's probably the guy to do it, and will do it at a pretty high rate because of how, skilled he is. So Naruto, over the years, does develop many new skills, but the main thing that is good about the fact that Naruto didn't train over these years is because Naruto was gaining, practical experience. He was already, pretty much as strong as he was in, the war arc, but he didn't have any of that, precision and, all the, little nitty-gritty of actually being a ninja with, experiences rather than just training. So Naruto would actually have that here by the end of the time skip, and this is where something interesting happens, a bit of a change of the timeline, if you will. Now, many missions were happening over these years, and the first was the attack on the Sand Village, because Naruto still kind of developed a relationship with them. So this actually happens months earlier than in the original canon, just because the Akatsuki realizes they need to speed up because Naruto's getting too strong. They're probably not even going to be able to capture him without actually getting the Ten Tails somehow and bringing it with them. So they try to do this, however, something is actually stopping them, and that is that Naruto instantly teleports to the Sand Village once it's actually heard that there's something there. Now, how did Naruto do this, you may ask? Well, it's because Naruto had about probably two-ish years to not only master Flying Raijin, but also go on missions all over the world, and everywhere he went, he placed a seal on it in case he got a mission there again. He could just instantly, appear there and do the mission instantly, and that would make him, as, most people would expect, an even more desirable person to be able to hire, because they can get the job done just completely, pretty much instantly, like I was saying. So, Naruto teleports into the Sand Village, and this is still after the attack, but it is, literal, days earlier than it was in the actual canon. So, Kanjuro, everything like that they're all still in the village, and Naruto and Kanjuro? I don't remember. I think it's Kankuro. Yeah, it's Kankuro. Yes. So they both head off into the sand looking for Gaara, tracing his path, and they get there a lot faster than, original, because, let's be honest here, they waited a little bit longer to leave than Kankuro would have by himself originally, just because he had to, detail Naruto on what was happening, and this means Sasori and Deidara actually already made it to the cave. When everybody, senses that they're, enemies approaching and they don't really know who they are, they send out the Kisame and Itachi clone, just like in the original, but they're only 33%, and that is absolutely nothing to Naruto at this point, who literally just one-shots them and finds out that they're not actually Akatsuki members, and they proceed to go. They actually just take all of the seals off the, giant rock that's sealing them inside of the cave, and bust in. mid-process, actually pretty early process, of when Gaara was actually getting the, One Tails removed from him. Now, this immediately stops the little ritual or sealing, whatever you actually want to call it, from happening. Gaara drops down to the ground, unconscious but alive, and with most of Shukaku still remaining inside of him. Now, most of the Akatsuki members are just kind of like illusions, or whatever you want to call them, and the only two remaining are Deidara and Sasori. Now, Naruto and Kankuro are the only ones there because, Gaara's going to be unconscious for a few more hours, so, he's not really going to be a massive asset in this battle. But Naruto figures, hey, I'll just do this alone. I haven't gotten a good workout in quite a while. He cracks his knuckles and enters Caesium 2. He then closes his eyes for a second before once again reopening them, and he is in Sage mode because Naruto is just a Chad like that. Like, come on, he's like the literal master of like seals and stuff like that. That includes sealing stuff inside of you, like natural energy. So, Naruto ended up learning Sage mode over the time skip too. Another big surprise. Wow. Woo. So, with this happening, Naruto has truly surpassed his like canon counterpart and like late war arc, at least pre, like, not whatever the Hagoromo power, whatever it is, the, like, Ashura power-up. He is way stronger than that version of Naruto, meaning that these two Akatsuki members are going to be absolutely nothing to him. He literally runs forward faster than they can even react, and just kind of flicks them. He doesn't, restrain this flick, and it literally sends them both flying, sending them through completely the little mountain that they're in and outside. Naruto creates a hole by, using a, let's just say he just uses like some kind of like water jet frickin' drill thing, and pierces straight through the rest of like the, cave, or whatever it is exactly, goes out to find the other two, where he finds them and sees them completely knocked out with massive red bumps, comically on both of their heads. This happening, Naruto takes out his seal and, or his scroll, and seals them both inside of his scroll. He then puts it back in his backpack, walking back over to Kankuro, and he helps carry Gaara back to the village. And by carry, I mean teleporting there, and then just kind of like walking him into, go to like the nurse. Is that a thing? Is it still a nurse in a ninja world, or is it just like a healer? I don't know. But or a medical ninja, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. After a few, say like an hour or so, Gaara would inevitably wake up, and he's explained about the situation, what happened, and how easily Naruto took control of it. With this happening, Naruto returns back to the Leaf Village, completing this is a S-rank mission because of the danger level of it, and Naruto did it completely by himself, and he came back within the day. Like, it's literally been probably maybe like 4 hours since he left, so he came back after completing this mission, and he gets his reward from the Hokage, and let's just say he is paid handsomely for this. Now, Naruto gets a little bit of a break from missions because of like how well he did in that last one, so they were like, hey, Naruto, you can take like let's say 3 days off, so come back in 3 days for your next mission. Naruto's like, okay, cool. Can I ask for a favor? They ask what Naruto is like asking for, and he's like, I want you to take Ino off of missions for 2 days, and then you can reduce mine to 2 days as well, just to like offset that a little bit. They're like, I don't really know why you want to do this, Naruto, because remember, this is your reason. It's like, but you know what? You go get her. You go get him, girl. Come on. That's definitely completely backwards from what it was meant to be. It was supposed to be, you go get her, boy. But whatever. You get the point. So, with that happening, Naruto, he's a little bit excited, and he goes immediately to Ino's house. He's been here quite a few times over the years because, he and Ino have had literal years to bond. And at this point, they're actually in a actual relationship. They're not, like, very eccentric about it. They haven't done much, like they haven't like slept together or anything like that, but like, the little things, like, like the happy couple walking down the street holding hands, or like, that kind of thing, like the thing that everybody's like, oh my god, so gross kind of thing, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So this is kind of like what they've been doing. So Naruto goes over this day, and the second he walks in the door, he notices something is off. For one, neither of Ino's parents are there, and there's a weird lighting in the room at this point. They're a little bit curious as to what's happening, or Naruto is not they, I don't really know what that means, but Naruto then sees a light out of like the corner of his eye. He turns his head and begins walking down a pretty narrow hallway. He recognizes it and he's like, going into Ino's room? What is with these lights? Naruto walks in, and when he walks into the bedroom, what he sees shocks him. But that's where I'm gonna leaving this part off. Yeah, that's a fucking cliffhanger for you. You better come back for the next part now. Alright, sorry about the cliffhanger, but I gotta go because I gotta go to work. I said it at the beginning, and I will say it at the 10-minute, 37-second mark. So, see you guys tomorrow in the next video, which will be longer than this one.